How to clean your Vax Air Lift 2 vacuum cleaner. If you've got another modern Vax upright, then things may be similar, so do stay tuned. We're going to be cleaning the filter, we're going to be cleaning the insert, otherwise known as the separator, we're going to clean the bin, and we're going to clean both rollers. We're cleaning everything. Goes without saying that the first step is to empty our bin. We don't want all our dust flying everywhere, so make sure you're over a bin when you empty your bin. To gain access to the filter, we need to pull the top handle up on the bin. Then the filter just lifts out, and we're going to wash that shortly. The bin insert too also just pulls out. I'll do that in a minute though, because that can get a bit dusty. There is also another filter on your vacuum cleaner that sits underneath the bin. To get access to this, you just need to twist the cover and then that lifts off. However, don't try and wash this filter. It will just harbour all the dust, all the moisture, and it will turn into a horrible smelling mess. If you do need filters and they recommend to change them once a year, you can get them from my website on the link in the top corner and also on the description. If the body on your vacuum cleaner is a bit dusty and the floor head and stuff is all a bit dusty, I just tend to wipe down the plastics with a damp cloth. Some multi-purpose cleaner if you like. Don't go wetting everything, we don't want water getting into any gaps. Now let's get on with the washing. Let's fill our sink with some nice soapy water. We're going to go for some Fairy Liquid and some multi-purpose cleaner, or you can use fabric cleaner. I've used some carpet cleaner because it's the only thing I had hanging around, and I know it's got fabric brighteners in, just like fabric cleaner has. So that's not a bad thing to have. We are dunking our washable filter in the water and we're giving it a good squeeze. All the dirt will start to come out, you will see it, it's disgusting. And then we just need to rinse that off with some clean water, wipe it with a microfiber cloth, and then we're going to put it somewhere warm to dry. If it's the winter, just chuck it on top of a radiator for 24 hours. If it's the summer, like it is today, absolutely roasting, and put it outside. It'll be dry in minutes, but leave it 24 hours to be safe. Now we're going to clean your insert. We're not just going to lob it in the sink and give it a good shake around and pour water all the way through it, because there's bits inside the cyclone as such where dust can gather. If that gets wet and the dust doesn't get cleaned out, it can actually make it smell quite bad. So we're going to do it properly whether you like it or not. We need a cross-headed screwdriver. We're going to take out all the screws that are in this top part. They go round the edge and then there's one in the centre. That just pulls apart and you can now put that in the sink. Now there is another 3 screws on this bottom part. If you don't take these out, again, dust can gather inside, it can get wet, it can be horrible. So take these 3 screws out and then these 2 sections will separate too. Now these parts are all apart, I can put it in the sink. We're going to clean it with a toothbrush. We're going to clean it with a paintbrush. We're going to clean it with anything you like. There's no set rule. Just get every little bit of dust that you can see. I know we're only just getting into this video, but if so far you're finding it helpful, please don't forget to like it. Now everyone says that, but it really is important. It does help the video to stay alive and get found by other people. And that way I'm helping loads more people for hopefully years to come. Please also stick around if you're wondering how all this insert goes back together, because at the end of the video I will show you how to put everything back together again. Next we need to clean the bin. Now this is just common sense. It's a clear bit of plastic with a flap on the bottom. Just put it in the sink. I actually don't touch the lid part. Water can get trapped in there. I don't really want that to happen, so I just clean the clear plastic and the flap at the bottom. Once you feel you can eat your dinner off that, we give it a nice wipe with a microfiber cloth, and guess what? We're going to leave it to dry for 24 hours. Now let's get down to the brushes. On the floor tool, we need to get a coin, and on the end there's a little end cap here, and you'll see the lock and unlock symbols, and we're just going to turn it with a coin. Don't use a screwdriver because you can just wreck the plastic. So get a coin, turn it anti-clockwise. The brush bar, the main one, just pulls out. We're going to show you how to clean that in a second. And then the soft roller at the front, that pulls down and then out. Whilst you've got the brushes out, just check for anything unsightly, any tangled hair or anything like that, and then you can give it all a little wipe out with your damp cloth. Let's start by cleaning the main brush bar. This is normally tangled with hair, I'm guessing yours might be too. Get some sharp scissors, and then what you'll see is on the brush bar itself there's a little ridge that goes the length of the brush bar. If you just tuck your scissors in that ridge and then move along it, cutting all the air off, and then turn it half a turn, there's another ridge, we do exactly the same again. And then it's quite easy to pull all the air out. When you've removed all the air, you can actually pull the end cap off the brush bar too, just to check that there's no hair tangled in there. Always a good move to do this every so often. We're then going to dunk the brush bar in the water and we're going to scrub it with our toothbrush. Again, no set rules. We're going to do the exact same also with the soft roller. Just dunk it in there, get it wet, scrub it with your toothbrush. You'll see all the dirt coming out. With the soft roller, we need to rinse it then with water thoroughly to get rid of any detergent that can make it lose its softness, if you like. Once you've rinsed it all, you then squeegee it all out with your hand. We're just getting it as dry as we can. Wipe it with a microfiber cloth, and we're going to put both the brushes to dry for 24 hours. That's all the cleaning done, and now we need to put it back together again. Once you've done that, it will look like new and hopefully smell a lot nicer too. Remember, we're putting it back together the next day when everything's dry. If you can't remember or can't figure out how everything fits back together, like I said earlier, we're going to go through it now. Firstly, we're going to get these two parts, and these just line up. If you see there's a mark and that lines up, and that means you can then put your 3 screws back in. Nice and easy. Next, we're going to get the grill that goes over the top, and we're going to lower the grill onto it. There's 2 little bits that stick out if you notice. One is big and one is a little bit smaller. They correspond to the cutouts on the grill part, so it'll only lower down one way. Now we need to put the securing ring on. Again, there's a little cutout on it and a bigger cutout. This goes down and then you twist it to lock it all in position. Now grab the top part, and this can be lined up. If you look inside, there's like a little lock shape, I would call it. That lines up again so it all fits snugly into place. Then you can put all the screws around the top, and then there's one in the center as well we need to put back in. The insert then sits inside the bin. Now there's a little semicircle shape here on the insert that corresponds to the little one on the bin. So again, they line up perfectly and that sits in position. You can then put your dry filter back in, close the lid, and that bit's done. We now need to refit the brush bars. The main brush bar, you simply push it in, and then you'll just have to give it a little bit of a jiggle to get it onto the cog at the end. And then get your coin from unlocked position. We're going to tighten it clockwise till it goes to the locked position. That's all sorted. Your soft roller, if you remember, that fits in slightly different. We're putting it in cog first and then lifting it, again locking it with your coin, turning it clockwise until that symbol says that it's locked. And that really is it. Your cleaning is now complete. You can get on with your vacuuming as normal. I do hope that you've found this video helpful. It's a bit of a niche model, but I do hope it helps at least someone. If you found it helpful, please put something nice in the comments. Even if it's just a smiley face, it does always make my day. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Whenever I get a vaccine for repair or service, I will always try and do a video, so there's going to be more videos like this next one, how to change the belt.